What's up, everyone? It's your boy TK, and today we're gonna talk about Robert Pattinson and his journey into preparing himself to become the Batman. Right? He spoke about this during the last DC fandom, the most recent one, and now I just want to break it down what he really had to say about his preparation. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button, and yeah, let's go. Let's go, B man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, ready?
What did I do to prepare for it? I had a lot of time. I was shooting another movie I had about a year to prepare for it, and
Okay, a year to
yeah, pretty
prepare for
much a year.
Batman.
And I think I must have read so many comics,
Oh
Batman
my
comics. I
god, I
mean,
love I love when that's the best, right? That's what we hope that actors do before they take these iconic roles, before they embark in actually playing the role of a superhero. That's what I like to hear. Like, hey, yeah, I read a lot of comics, man.
it's insane. I was looking at my iPad the other day, and it's just full of
My
them.
man was reading his
And
comics
I was
digitally.
doing that a
Okay,
lot, but it's interesting because
that's what I do.
Matt is right. I mean, it's a different iteration of the character, and even though it is a different angle on it, I kind of wanted to absorb as much of the legacy of the character as possible, and then try and see how you can both use it and kind of find the gaps. I felt like I needed to know as much about the history of the characters as
Of
possible
course
to
you
see
did.
what hadn't really been done. Um, and it was very, very helpful, and finding little tidbits from, I mean, really from like the golden age of it right
Oh
up
man,
until
my man,
stuff that was coming.
my man went back to the golden age where Batman was wearing like purple gloves. For you guys that don't know, I think the golden age started like 1938 to the 50s. So it's a lot different nowadays. Um, but it's always good to go back to see where the origin of these characters actually come from when it comes to comic books itself and how they developed throughout the years and what they changed and what worked, what didn't work. So I completely understand what he did, and that's perfect. Go from the beginning and then make your way to the current age. Read big story arcs that had impactful events to the character or to the main DC universe.
Coming out weeks before we even started shooting. I think I was looking at a lot of the I think the Tom King stuff, which was coming out
Oh man,
as I
my
was
man said
shooting
Tom
the
King.
movie I did previously. Um,
A lot of people think different things about Tom King, and I mean, I formulated my opinion. I thought it started off a little strong, and then it went into like, okay, what's this? But I did enjoy like some of the outcome, like City of Bane, what happened to Alfred. I don't know if you guys seen it, so I mean, or read it. So I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but it's something that you guys should actually read because it's part of continuity when it comes to Batman. Then we had the whole wedding that was supposed to occur between Batman and Catwoman, and now we have the after effects of what occurred during that story arc and how it's affecting Batman now. So it was very big. It was very big.
and then as soon as I finished the last movie, I went straight into one of the major things about it. It's just training. I mean, you have to be,
You have to be
so
Batman,
basically you have to
bro.
beat up,
You gotta train.
15 guys or whatever. And I had about 3 months, I think, or actually less than that, like 2.5 months, to kind of get in as kind of, I guess, in some ways, a bigger and, but just look stronger. And luckily, I mean, the way the character was written, it's early Batman, so he's not a huge um, kind of bruiser. I
Yes,
mean, you're a
yes.
guy, you're kind of fast. I mean, there's a
Okay,
lot of the
so I'm gonna
comics are
break
drawn
that
like
down
that.
just a little bit. So when I first found out that Robert Pattinson was playing Batman, I wish that I was hoping like, hey, all right, I hope he takes this character seriously, right? I hope he does all the research. And by the looks of it, if your man went back to the golden age and read comics from that era all the way to Tom King's current run at that time, because now we're into Jorge Jimenez and what was it, James Tinian the Fourth? I pronounce his name wrong, but yeah, um, we have all of that going on. Yes, Robert Pattinson is actually breaking it down and saying like, "Hey, listen, my character, my Batman, my iteration of Batman, Matt Reeves' iteration of Batman is a younger Batman. It's a year two Batman. The way we want to to develop it is that he looks a little thinner. I'm assuming he looks, not fully developed as we would see a Batman straight out workout bodybuilder kind of deal. But I like the fact that he said it's like a younger Batman because it leaves room to like grow. It leaves room to let him in the next film, being bigger and stronger. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool, and I think that answers, or it just lets us know, like, yo, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. It's not like he just decided not to work out to the extreme. No, it's just this Batman is a younger Batman. They want to work towards that big Batman that everybody knows.
I mean, they're kind of, he's in some iterations he's this huge guy, and then other times you're just strong and fearless. So I did a lot of that kind of stuff. But yeah, going from kind of art house films, I mean, it's weird. I see everything as an art house film. Really do. Like, I mean, and the more I kind of dig into something, I mean, I don't approach it any way differently. Like, I think like my instincts try and find the strangest aspects of a story and try and emphasize that, because that's just what I find interesting and it feels the sort of freshest to me. But Batman, it's weird with these characters that have such a history. People look at the iconography of it and they're so familiar with it that you don't see the strangeness anymore. But if you kind of dig back into it, at the most basic level, the story of Batman is incredibly strange and doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, you're coming from a very troubled, kind of slightly deranged place. And then to try and find the reality of that is really, really fun. And I mean, seeing bits of the movie, it's nice to see that it kind of works. And it's, he doesn't know, people see Batman as just this kind of just straight heroic character. And in our story, it really questions what the
I'm
nature
sorry.
of being a
I'm
hero
just
is.
really
And it's
loving what he's
kind
saying.
of,
Like I get the vibe that they're gonna obviously go deeper into who the Batman is and how it affects him, whether what occurred when he was a child and how he was raised by Alfred and the right and wrong moral. I feel like they're just gonna go deep in all of that. And I think this is a big step into superhero films. Like, go deeper than what the superhero is. Go deeper than all of that and see how it affects. But we're at the last point. He doesn't say any much more, anything else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. This was Robert Pattinson preparing for the role of Batman. Woo! Let's go.